Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really cutting through the usual language lessons. We want to hand you something like an operational manual for real English conversation.
Exactly. We looked at these sources, and they're packed with structured lessons. Not just lists, more like blueprints for sounding natural out there.
Right, getting away from that textbook feel and into actual fluency, sounding confident.
And that's what listeners want, right? To get the knowledge quickly, sound natural, feel confident. It's about having templates ready, especially when you can't just pause life to find the perfect word.
Okay, so our mission today.
Well, we've boiled down these lessons into, let's say, a powerful toolkit. We're focusing on three main things: adding conversational nuance, really mastering how you introduce yourself, and handling those quick everyday interactions.
Sounds like a solid plan. Moving beyond the textbook, build them that fluency muscle. Let's start with how native speakers handle uncertainty. Because people aren't always super precise, are they?
No, not at all. That's like a fundamental thing for sounding natural. Conversation is full of estimation. If you're always trying to be perfectly exact, you actually sound a bit hesitant.
Ah, okay.
And the sources gave us two really great versatile phrases for this. For approximation and, well, generalization.
All right, let's tackle the first one. The one for managing numbers that aren't quite exact. Give or take.
Give or take, yeah. It basically tells your listener, look, I have a good sense of the number, but I'm not pretending it's down to the last digit. It takes the pressure off.
Right.
Use it for numbers or time when they're close, but maybe a little flexible.
And it works for small things, obviously. Like a trip takes 2 hours, give or take a few minutes.
Or maybe your gym is, 10 kilometers away, give or take a few. Simple stuff.
But what I found interesting in the sources was how it scales up. It's not just for small amounts.
Exactly. That's the sign of a really useful phrase. It works for huge things, too. You can talk about, like, massive historical periods, give or take 5,000 years.
Wow, okay.
Or even huge populations, give or take 80 million. It's just a fantastic shortcut for non-exact numbers, big or small. An instant fluency boost, really.
Okay, got it. So give or take for the numbers. What's the second tool? You said for general feeling or opinion.
That's by and large.
By and large.
Yeah. This is how you summarize something that's maybe a bit complicated. Or your general opinion on it. It means mostly or generally speaking.
While acknowledging there might be minor exceptions.
Precisely. You're acknowledging there might be small issues, but you're choosing to focus on the overall picture for the conversation.
I can see how useful that is. It lets you be sort of diplomatic. Like if someone asks about a project, you could say, by and large, it's going well, even if, one tiny part is annoying you.
Right. The source material had a good example about being asked if you like your school. You might say, by and large, yes.
Because maybe the teachers are great, students are friendly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if the cafeteria food isn't the best, you're giving the main impression. It creates a sense of balance. You're taking different factors and summing them up confidently.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've got tools for approximation and generalization. Let's pivot now, like you said, from general opinions to talking specifically about ourselves.
Ah, yes. The big question.
The one we all kind of dread sometimes, right? In a new class, job interview, party. Tell me about yourself.
It feels like a test.
But the sources really, they nail the strategy here. They turn this scary question into a structured, manageable template, which is brilliant.
It's not about reciting your entire life story. It's about having categories ready in your mind. Then you pick and choose what's right for that specific moment.
So a job interview might be different from meeting someone at a party.
Totally. For a job, you'd focus more on your work, your skills, maybe ambition, socially, maybe more hobbies, personal stuff.
Okay, so let's break down the template from the sources. First part, core identity and vocation.
The basics. Get them out quickly and clearly. Name, maybe age. The examples use 28 or 25.
Yeah.
And what you do. Software engineer, English teacher, student of art. Boom. Baseline established.
Clear and quick. Done. Next.
Next up is origin and situation. So where you're from, where you live now.
We saw examples like Canada, the US, London. Oh, and the London example added that little detail.
Yeah, that it's beautiful, but rainy most of the time.
And why is that detail important? It seems small.
It's not just a fact. It adds personality. It shows you have a relationship with the place, an opinion. It makes it visual for the listener. It's memorable.
Okay, I get that. Same with the living situation, right? Small house with a garden versus a big city apartment. It paints a picture.
Exactly. And family, too. Don't just say, I have two siblings. The sources showed adding context, like one older brother, one younger sister who studies music.
Or being the middle one. It gives a sense of your place in the family structure.
And mentioning parents' jobs, right? Writer, doctor, teacher, chef, it adds another layer. But this next part of the template, this is where the real conversational magic happens, I think.
Beyond just the facts.
Way beyond. It's the personal preferences, the quirky details that actually start conversations.
Right. Because honestly, does someone need to know if you prefer vegetable pizza over pepperoni for basic communication?
No, of course not. But saying your favorite food is pizza or pasta or sushi, or your favorite color is blue like the sky or green like nature.
It gives the listener something concrete, an immediate hook. They can say, oh, I love sushi too, or what kind of pizza?
Exactly. It turns your introduction from a monologue into a potential dialogue. It's an invitation.
And we absolutely have to talk about the pets.
Oh, definitely. The classic dog person versus cat person divide came up in the sources. It's such a relatable topic.
And again, it's the details. We met Max the dog, brown, friendly, funny.
And Luna the cat, black and white, quite sleepy.
If you tell someone your cat is mostly sleepy, they instantly get a little snapshot of your home life, maybe even guess a bit about your own personality. It's efficient storytelling.
It really is. And don't shy away from dislikes either,
That's interesting. Why share dislikes?
because they also add personality. The examples were things like not liking olives or spicy food or waiting in long lines.
Or waking up early. I can relate to that one.
Me too. These specific little things make you more real, more relatable. They differentiate you. The point of the template isn't just listing facts, it's selecting a few specifics to weave a mini narrative about yourself.
A narrative, not just a fact sheet. I like that. Okay, so we've built this narrative structure for introducing ourselves. Now let's move into those faster, more immediate interactions, daily communication stuff.
Right. Situational fluency. This is where you need phrases ready to go, almost like muscle memory.
Because things happen fast.
Exactly. Let's start with politeness and requests. It's not just knowing the words, it's the structure, the level of deference sometimes.
Okay, so basic stuff like, excuse me, may I sit here? That's fundamental.
Fundamental. But then, when you need help, notice the difference. Can you help me, please? Is fine. But the source is highlighted, using could.
Like, could you repeat that, please? Or can you speak more slowly, please? Using could feels a bit more polite.
It does. It adds a layer of formality, or maybe just softness. Especially important for clarification requests. Also, asking directions. Where's the nearest bus stop? Simple, direct.
And expressing gratitude. It's more than just thanks, right?
Right. You need a range. Sometimes a simple thank you is perfect, but for something bigger, using phrases like, that's very kind of you, or even, I'm so grateful for your support shows more emotional awareness. You match the phrase to the situation.
Good point. Okay, next category. Expressing feelings and emotions.
Crucial for connection. And again, context matters. You don't just announce, I'm tired into the void.
No. You'd say why, right? I'm tired because I worked a lot today.
Exactly. Or you might be excited about the weekend because you're going hiking, or maybe feeling nervous about something or sad about a small issue.
The sources covered a good range. Happy, tired, excited, nervous, sad, even proud of myself.
Being able to articulate those nuances is key for building actual relationships, not just exchanging information.
Okay, now for something really interesting. Reacting to unexpected events. This is where fluency gets tested, linking something happening now to a past experience.
And the sources gave us a perfect connecting phrase for this. That reminds me of.
Simple but powerful, it opens the door to sharing a story.
It does. And the anecdote they used was great, the puddle story. Remember, Jake?
Yeah, walking home from the library, forgets his umbrella,
Starts raining, he starts running.
and bam, steps right into a big puddle, library books get wet, disaster.
Minor disaster, yeah. But the genius of using this story is how the conversation flows from it. It leads directly to practical advice,
Like someone saying, oh no, you should change your clothes so you don't get sick.
right? Or drawing a lesson. Next time, check the weather forecast. It shows how you can share a quick story, react with concern, offer solutions, maybe a gentle warning. That's real communication happening.
True. Okay, finally, let's cover the absolute essentials of modern life. Time, scheduling, and technology.
The everyday stuff. You need these phrases constantly.
Time questions like, what time is it? The example was 3.3 arrow. confirming things. The meeting starts at 3 p.m.
And managing changes. Can we reschedule our meeting? Having that flexibility in your language is important.
Definitely. And then tech stuff.
Always something, isn't there? Having these phrases ready saves a lot of panic or frustration. Basic request, can you send me the link, or I'll email you the details.
Standard stuff, but also stating problems clearly. My internet is slow today. We've all been there.
Or the universal confession, I forgot my password. These are just transactional phrases, but you probably use them multiple times a day. Having them ready makes life smoother.
Absolutely. Wow. Okay. We've covered a lot of ground. We went from sounding more natural with those approximation phrases.
Like give or take and by and large.
Right. Then we built that really detailed template for introducing yourself, focusing on those specific memorable details.
Using things like pets or food preferences to spark conversation.
And then we armed ourselves with specific phrases for all sorts of daily situations, requests, emotions, unexpected puddles.
And even just asking for the Wi-Fi password, probably. Yeah, it's a pretty comprehensive structure we built from the sources.
But knowing the phrases is just the first step, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Knowledge is one thing. Fluency is another. Fluency comes from making these structures automatic, internalizing them.
And the source material mentions specific practice techniques for that.
Yes, things like repetition, maybe watching or listening to examples often, listening and then actually answering out loud, even if you're alone, and shadowing.
Shadowing, what's that exactly?
It's mimicking native speakers, copying not just the words, but the rhythm, the intonation, the music of the language. It's a really powerful technique for sounding more natural.
Makes sense. You have to practice saying it like you mean it.
You got it. That's how these phrases become second nature.
Okay. So here's a final thought for you, the listener, to take away from our deep dive today. We learned that tell me about yourself isn't really a scary interrogation. It's more like an invitation to share a little narrative. So the next time you get asked that question, try shifting your mindset. Don't just think of it as listing facts. Think, how can you turn your introduction into a mini story? How can you use those specific, memorable details we talked about, like your cat's personality or hating olives or what your parents do? How can you use those to create an instant, more engaging connection? What's the little narrative about yourself that you want to share? Think about that framework.